What's going on right now from police?
Good afternoon. I'm Captain Jeffrey Young, Tarpon Springs Police Department. I'm going to read a prepared update to an earlier press release. The victim of an apparent suicide by hanging has been identified as Deborah Jeane Palfrey, 318 of 56, by her 76-year-old mother, Blanche Palfrey. Blanche Palfrey had awoken from a nap and began to search the residence for her daughter, located at 39248 U.S. Highway 19 North, lot number 167 in Sun Valley Estate Mobile Home Park. When she went outside, she noticed a three-wheel bicycle had been moved that was normally kept in the shed. Upon entering the shed located on the west side of the residence, Blanche Palfrey discovered her daughter, Deborah, had apparently hung herself using a nylon rope from a metal beam on the ceiling of the shed. She then called 911. At approximately 11:01 a.m., Tarpon Springs Fire Rescue had pronounced Deborah Jeane Palfrey deceased. The Pinellas County Medical Examiner's Office will conduct an autopsy and determine the cause of death. Now, are there any questions?
Could you talk about the note she left behind?
Right now, we're not prepared to give out any information that was within the notes.
Captain, there's more than one note, though, right?
Yes, there was more than one.
How long has she been visiting here?
That information I do not have.
Is that her car back there?
I believe that's a rental car.
How many notes were left, more or less, and where were they discovered?
I do not have all the information available where they were located, but it was more than one note. I believe it was approximately two, and then some other notes in a book.
What time did Mom go to sleep? Take the nap?
I don't have the exact time. It's just a short nap, though.
How long had she been staying with her mom?
I do not have that information.
Can you talk about the 911 call she made, and are you guys releasing that yet?
I do not have the 911 tape at this time. It's still down at Central. We'll have to get that sent up to us.
Earlier you mentioned the FBI.
What motivated her suicide over the notes at all?
Again, we're not releasing any of that information at this time.
Earlier you mentioned you're working with the Sheriff's Office as well as the FBI. What's the FBI's interest?
Well, the reason why we first of all, we called in Pinellas County Forensics Unit to process the scene for us. The Pinellas County Medical Examiner's Office, who's charged with determining causation of death and also actually confirming the identity of the victim. The FBI was called and notified due to the ongoing cases that we knew that Ms. Palfrey had in Washington area.
What was Ms. Palfrey wearing when she died?
I do not have her clothing description.
Did Mom say she was despondent or depressed?
Well, Mom said that she had talked to her in the morning. They were both kind of tired, and the mother said, I'm going to go take a nap real quick, and that was pretty much the last she had talked to her. Obviously, the mother's very distraught, discovering your child, in this state's not something anybody wants to go to, and we feel for the family as their victims in this case, just as in any other case where suicide leaves behind a whole mess of victims, that have to pick up the pieces and move on with their lives.
She had no indication that her daughter was...
No indication.
Captain Young, was anyone else in the home at the time?
No, there was not.
Did you say how long she's been there?
No, we don't have the exact time yet.
Can you talk about is that a washroom or what else is in that?
Basically, that's just a storage shed off to the side in the back part of the carport.
Washing machines in there?
I do not know if there's washing machines in there. I did not go inside the residence at all.
Just to clarify, did you say that her mother didn't have any indication that she was depressed or despondent?
To the point of committing suicide? No, that I don't have any information that would lead to that.
Captain, have the police ever been out to this home before?
I did not check that, but I'm not aware of any times that we were out here. But I would have to check to confirm that.
She has another daughter. Do you know which would have been older? Was she the oldest?
I do not have that information.
Captain, is this the three-wheel bike to which you're referring?
The three-wheeler, correct, yes.
So it was normally in the shed, but it was not when she came out?
Correct.
What else was in the shed?
I don't have all the details of what was inside the shed. I did not go inside.
Captain, we noticed on the front door it says Frank and Blanche. Do you know Frank?
Frank is deceased.
And the rope that was used?
What's that, sir?
The rope? What kind of rope?
Nylon rope.
Like a clothesline?
Again, all I was told was a nylon rope.
Do you know how long the Palfreys have been living here?
I do not have that information. I do not have that.
Where did they take her body?
The Pinellas County Medical Examiner's Office.
What did her mother do after she found her? Did she try to...
She immediately called 911. She's 76 years old. Getting her daughter down would have been almost impossible for her.
We've been listening into a news conference in Tarpon Springs, Florida. Authorities there confirming that Deborah Jeane Palfrey, the so-called D.C. Madam, hung herself this afternoon. She was discovered by her 76-year-old mother. She'd been staying there since her trial concluded a couple of weeks ago. April 15th, Deborah Jeane Palfrey was convicted of several federal charges, faced sentencing in July, but today hung herself with a nylon rope. Her own mother discovered that scene in a shed near the property where she was staying. The D.C. Madam case certainly caught a lot of headlines in Washington, D.C. and beyond. This prostitution ring catering to a list of high-profile clients here in Washington, including Senator David Vitter, who admitted to using the services. Once again, she was convicted April 15th, faced sentencing in July, but today took her own life. MSNBC returns in just a few minutes.